Welcome to our Monday video, our Monday Shaker video. I'm Amy with Lulu Bean Designs. Thank you for joining me today. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. If you are tuning in, say hello and tell me where you're watching from and tell me what's going on where you are and what you are up to today. We are going to be making a shaker set, and I'm excited because I have not made a shaker set live in a long time. Get my camera a little bit more centered here. Okay, there we go. I think that's better. Okay, so as you might know, tomorrow is the day SVG Clubhouse doors are opening. I'm very excited. We have so many fun things in store for 2023, you guys. So this is my private club that's going to be opening tomorrow. We only open a few times a year, and tomorrow is the day. So if you've been on the wait list, you will get an email first thing in the morning and you can sign up. You don't even have to wait for the email. You can go straight to svgclubhouse.com and get signed up. We will be open starting tomorrow through Sunday, but if you want all 4 bonus files, you need to join tomorrow because each day that you wait, a bonus file goes away. And I'm going to finally reveal the bonus files for y'all in this video today. So this month's theme in the group is a birthday theme. So I'm going to show you, well, first let me talk about what the club includes, and then I'll show you pictures of all the files. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Christy. How are y'all doing from Arkansas and Washington? Christy, you've never made a shaker before? Okay, well, you're in for a treat because I love to make shakers and they are so much fun. So I'm going to show y'all how to put them together today. And this is a fun birthday one. So for SVG Clubhouse, guys, if you're not already a member, which by the way, if you are a member, you get the bonus files. Okay, that is a question I get every single time we open the doors. If I'm already a member, do I get the bonus files? Always, yes. If you're in the club, then your email will come tomorrow morning with your bonus files in it. Okay, so you already got your email for the month on February the 1st. That had all your February files in it. But you will get another email tomorrow morning when the doors open, and that will have all 4 of the bonus files. So members always get whatever bonus files we're offering to new members when the doors open. So that's exciting. You get 4 extra files this month. So what SVG Clubhouse is it is my private file group. If you own a laser, Glowforge, a machine that will cut SVG files, there are a few people who have a Cricut or a Silhouette who use these files. You do need to have a little bit of a knowledge on how to do that because sometimes it can be a little bit different when you're cutting different materials out with those machines, but you can use these files. But these are specifically designed for laser owners. They are all Glowforge friendly. They are ready to cut. They are sized for the Glowforge machine. I give you all the score lines on them. I make it super easy so that everything is just ready to drop and go. So what it is you get 4 files every month that are not sold in my Etsy shop. So for at least an entire year and usually longer, I don't sell those files in my Etsy shop. Eventually down the road, once it's been over a year, they get moved over because we can't house but so many files on our membership portal. So eventually they get moved over, but it's not for at least an entire year. Those files are your exclusive files that you can't go and buy in my Etsy shop. So you get 4 new files every month. And when I say 4 new files, I mean 4 complete projects. We always do a door hanger. We also do tiered tray files, shelf sitters. We do card charms, ornaments, shakers. I said shelf sitter. We have the new sandwich board files that I've been making. We do those. The little stand-up booths. It's like it's like you have a lemonade stand or in this case, this month it's going to be a flower market stand. So it's like a little booth thing. And I'll show you all that. We're going to make all of these projects live. So I am going live today making the shaker. Tomorrow I'm going to go live making one of the bonus files. And then every day this week, I'm going to continue going live making the bonus files. So tune in tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time for another video on how to make one of the bonus files. In addition to getting, I know I'm saying the word files a lot, but in addition to getting the exclusive files every month, you also get 50% off all my files in my Etsy shop anytime. And when I say my Etsy shop, we're actually opening up my website very shortly, and the discount will be moving over there, and you can use your discount over there to get the files directly from me on my website. Hello, someone says they're from South Carolina, but it says Facebook user. I'm not sure who it is. You have to like click the little StreamYard button and let StreamYard share your profile so I can see who you are, or else it just says Facebook user. But thank you for joining me. Hello, Kelly. Let's see, your files are super easy to use. Thank you so much. I try to make them very user-friendly. Okay, so you get the files, you get the discount. We do a live paint party every month, and you get access to our private Facebook group as well. We also do some different bonuses from time to time. Every time the doors open, you get those bonuses automatically. What else? We have just lots of fun things that we do in the group. From time to time, I'll just throw like an extra file out there to group members. If you have questions on projects, like if you're new to the laser world and you're confused and you're not sure how to put something together, or you just have a question in general on like how to use a file, just hop in the group and ask questions. And everybody in there is super friendly. Nobody's judgy. It's just a really fun community of laser owners that, come together, and everybody's, just super helpful. So I really, really love our club, our little community that we have built. It's just been wonderful. So let me show you on that note, the files that we're going to be making this month. So we have got, so like I said, this month we're doing a birthday theme. So the 4 files that we're doing for February we're doing the shaker file. So I'm going to make that for y'all today. That's one. The second one is this tiered tray file. So as you can see, all birthday theme. The number on the hat, you get the numbers 0 through 9. So you can make any combination of numbers you want. So you can put any age on the hat that you want for that file. So that's the tiered tray file. And this is the shelf sitter. That's a tongue twister, shelf sitter set. So my shelf sitters work with any shelf. Like if you want to purchase my shelf file and build a shelf, you can certainly do that. I have that in my Etsy shop. It's a Glowforge friendly file, but it does require quite a bit of material. But these shelf sitters can go on any little decor shelf. You can just sit them anywhere you want. They're a little bit big for tiered trays. So the tiered trays are different from the shelf sitters, but they are just, appropriate for any like cute little vignette or whatever you're doing around your house for a holiday or a birthday or what have you. So that's the shelf sitter. This is the door hanger, and I painted this live last week when I was up in Virginia. And so that is the happy birthday door hanger. Our door hangers always come with a split version. So if you are a Glowforge owner, or if you have a smaller, I forget the name of the laser that some people have that cuts, has a little bit of a smaller bed, and you can't cut an 18-inch backer. My round door hangers are usually 18 inches. If you can't cut an 18-inch backer, I give you a split version of the file, and you can cut like an 18-inch shiplap circle, and it's got a hidden split in one of the shiplap lines, so you can't see it, and it cuts in 2 pieces. And then it's got like a fastener that goes on the back that holds it together that you glue on. So you can cut a full-size door hanger without a pass-through door. So I always offer that with my round door hangers. And then, so we've got those 3 files, the one we're making today, that's the 4 for February. And then we're going to be offering 4 bonuses. So I'm going to show you those. Like I said, if you want all 4 bonuses, you need to join tomorrow to get all 4 of these. This is the Hello Spring umbrella door hanger. So we're going to be making that one, super cute. And we're going to do some polka dots on the umbrella. I love doing polka dots. Okay, this is a happy birthday sandwich board set. So if you're not familiar with our sandwich boards, take a peek over in my Etsy shop. It's Lulu Bean Designs, at the different sandwich boards. When I say, I'll hold one up and show y'all. When I say sandwich board, I've got the crafty one right here. All right, I'm going to take the picture off the screen for just a second so I can show y'all. So this is the birthday one that we're going to be making. And this is one that I made a couple weeks ago here live. And so it's a sandwich board. And a sandwich board is like a stand-up kind of chalkboard sign that you might see like on the street outside of a little, restaurant or a cute little shop downtown. I think of like, you're walking around a Hallmark town with sipping your coffee, and you've got all these quaint little stores, and they have a little sandwich boards out front. So anyway, this is a sandwich board, and it's hard to see the entire thing there. But anyway, the sets pop in and out. So I have like a, let's see how you just pop that out. So see, it's got a round, there's a hole right there. So you can reach your hand like up inside and pop it out, but mostly it just pops out on its own anyway. You can just kind of grab it at the top and pop it out as well. But these are interchangeable, and I have lots of sets in my Etsy shop, but one of them is going to be this birthday bonus file that we're making together this week. So I'm going to go live making that. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking tomorrow, let me think for just a second. I haven't put these in order yet. Okay, so yes. So tomorrow I will make the birthday sandwich board set, which means that if you want the birthday sandwich board, you need to join tomorrow, because that will be the file that drops after tomorrow. All right, so we have that set. And then the third bonus file is going to be one of the little rainbow macrame card charms. And I will pop a picture up here of what I'm talking about, because it's hard to see like with the unfinished picture, like what these look like, but I call them card charms. They're really just charms that you can put like on you can hang them anywhere, really. You can hang them wherever you want to. But anyway, here's a picture of the finished spring set that I have in my Etsy shop. So that's the Valentine one, the St. Patrick's Day one, and the Easter one. Okay, so see how you kind of loop the macrame down through there, and I call it macrame. It's like a macrame cord that you loop down through there and make the charm. So anyway, so that is the it's like a spring design with some butterflies and a little tulip. So that's one of the bonus files that we're going to be making. And then lastly, we have a, so one of the booth files. I call them booths, I call them stands, whatever you want to call them, but I'll show you a picture of a finished one here. So, oh goodness, I'm about to knock my other camera over, y'all. Hang on, sorry. Okay, let me pop a finished picture up here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is an example of the interchangeable booth / stand, whatever you want to call it. So this is just another like winter design that I have in my Etsy shop. So everything is interchangeable. Like all those pieces pop off of there, and the stand itself is, you just make that one time, and then you have the little sets that you can like pop off and on. And then it's got the little mini sandwich board next to it. That is included. So as you can see, this one is a flower market design. So you've got the flower market sign, you've got the little banner, you've got a little tray that's going to have some flowers that sit up on it. You've got the sandwich board, the little boots, you've got like a whole set that's like a flower market theme for the booth. Okay, now let me just clarify. This flower market file comes with the booth in the file. Okay, so you don't have to buy the booth separately, but this happy birthday sandwich board, you do need to have the sandwich board file. So if you don't already own the sandwich board file, you would need to purchase that in my Etsy shop. But as a member, you can get the sandwich board file for 50% off. So it's super cheap. But anyway, because this is just one of the interchangeable sets that goes with it. So I hope that's not confusing. I hope that makes sense to y'all. All right. I know I'm throwing a lot of information out there. So if you have any questions, please ask me, because if I'm not explaining it right, I apologize. Yes, Julia, current members always get the bonus files. Okay, so we are going, and they will come in your email in the morning. Sorry, y'all know my chair likes to slide back on me. Let me get my chair slid up here so I can get to work on this shaker. Okay, so what is a shaker? A shaker is basically, if you were a cardstock, if you were a scrapbooker or a card maker before you got into the world of lasering, which I know a lot of people were, like me, then you know what shaker cards are. So basically, it's just a set that has like a 3D element that moves. We are going to be using, I have my little handy dandy container full of sequins. You can fill these shakers up with whatever you want. So you can do the sequins like you can buy at any craft store. You can also find little jars of these at, like, I think this one came from Michaels, but I have found really cute ones on the Target dollar aisle. Like back at Christmas time, I found these on the Target dollar spot. And what other ones did I find? Oh, and then Target had these little Christmas trees. So I don't know if they had any. I didn't see any for Valentine's Day or spring yet, but you can always check. These were some cute little Santa ones that I got from Michaels. It's hard to see. I don't know if I can show you better on this camera. Let me see. They're little like Santa faces. But anyway, just any craft store. These are like peppermint ones. They have like little peppermint candies. Or you can also go on Etsy because there are people that make little fillers. I think they're clay polymers, what they call them. And they have just like tons of different ones. They're super, super cute. They have all different colors, all different shapes, and you can buy them on there. I'm just going to probably be using sequin on these. But yeah, I'll show you how to put them together. So this file comes with like a little framed sign that has the shaker attached to it. And then it also has this little happy birthday cake. So we're gonna do a little birthday cake, and this can just kind of like sit next to it. You can put it on a tiered tray. You can put it on a little shelf. If you want to prop this on an easel, if you are a member of SVG Clubhouse, I do have a easel file that's got several different sizes of easels in it. If you did not know about that, go in the Facebook group and look under the featured tab. So that's one of the free files that you have as a member of the group as well. And it's only $15 a month you join. And if you join annually, you get 1 month free. So if you like pay for the whole year, then 1 month is free. And the link is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. It's svgclubhouse.com. And it's also in the video description. Okay, so we are going to get started. I am going to paint this. So these are shiplap lines on here, and then I also have it scored so you can see where to put everything. So the shiplap lines are just something I like because I think it provides some texture. So you don't have to engrave those if you don't want to. You can just omit them, but I like the shiplap lines. So I always give them to y'all as an option. All right, so this color, let me find a brush, is Purple Cow by Deco Art Americana. So I'm just going to paint this backer. And the backer you can cut out of whatever thickness material you want to. I cut mine out of 1/4 inch just because I have 1/4 inch on hand, but you can cut the backer out of 1/8 inch if you want to. But what I'm going to show you is when you put a shaker together, you have an 1/8 inch layer and a 1/4 inch layer. And in the file, it tells you what each layer needs to be cut out of. So it's very easy to understand. It's all right there on the screen for you in the file. So there's no question as to like, okay, how do I put this together? What do I cut, for what layer? All of this will make sense as soon as I start putting this together. If you're like, what is she talking about? I always talk about this color whenever I use it because it has such good coverage. This is one of my favorite colors by Deco Art. I can get away with using 1 coat with Purple Cow. So it's one of my go-to colors. And I'm not actually a big purple person, and I just love this shade of purple. I think it's really pretty and bright. I'm not a fan of dark purple. I like brighter. I kind of like bright colors, I guess, when I'm doing projects. I don't know why I grabbed a brush. I probably could have painted a lot quicker if I just used a sponge, but that's what I grabbed. I'm also trying to find a t-shirt designer that will make me some shirts for our club. So I know I mentioned that a while back, and We did not get around to doing that for 2022, but that's on my list for 2023 is to find someone to make some cute club t-shirts for us. If you know anyone who makes t-shirts, I mean just like heat press t-shirts. I mean like because I can do heat press t-shirts, but I don't want to have to do like multiple layers of vinyl. So I need like, I guess they're screen printed. Is that what they are? I'm not real familiar with that. I used to do heat press ones back in the day. Okay, so there's our purple backer. This is our frame pieces, and I'm going to just paint this white. How did the boil go? Leisha, you're so sweet to ask. It was really fun. Yes, we've actually had a couple of crawfish boils since then. We had one that we hosted, and also we went to one yesterday that one of our neighbors hosted. It was somebody's birthday, and she did a crawfish boil yesterday, and we have learned a lot about crawfish here because we did boils back in Virginia. If you're a crawfish person, you might find this interesting. If you're not, you might want to just tune me out right now because I might bore you to death. But basically, I have never had I've never had crackers served with my crawfish. And I was like, what are these crackers for? Like everybody kept opening packets of crackers, and apparently it's a certain kind of cracker. It's like Captain. I think they're by Lance. They're not Clubhouse crackers. They look the same as Clubhouse crackers, but they were very clear to tell me that Clubhouse crackers are inferior to the Captain's wafers. I think it's called Captain's wafer. I know it's Captain something, but I think they're by Lance. But I thought that was just so interesting because they were like, no, don't go back. Because they said, we these down here. It's really hard to find them right now. And I said, oh, I buy these all the time in Virginia. And they were like, no, they're not Clubhouse crackers. I'm like, oh, okay. Anyway, what you do is you take, when you do a boil, you generally put some garlic and onions in your boil. So you take a little bit of garlic and you rub it on the cracker, and then you do like a piece of onion, mushroom, like whatever you like that's in your boil, a little bit of corn, and then a couple of crawfish tails, and then they do sauce. So my neighbor makes this amazing sauce because we don't do sauce on our crawfish. And you put a little bit of that on there, and you basically make yourself like a little hors d'oeuvre, like a little crawfish cracker hors d'oeuvre. And I'm going to tell you what, it's life-changing, y'all. If you love seafood, if you're a crawfish person, I was all about the little crackers yesterday. And they also, they have trays that they put their crawfish on. So like for us, what we always did was we just dumped the boil out on a table. We would put like paper down and we would just dump everything out, and everybody would stand around and, pick crawfish. And they have trays that you just go and get like a whole tray just for yourself. And you can just sit down and you got your tray and you can put all your shells on it. And I was like, where has this been my whole life? You haven't heard of crackers with crawfish either. I'm telling you, it is a game changer. It's so good. So good. And it's more filling because, when you're picking crabs and crawfish and stuff, it's not real filling. I mean, you have the potatoes and the corn and stuff that can be kind of filling. But yeah, it just kind of makes it more filling because I guess you got that carb component in there. So it was very good. All right, I'm trying to think for hold on. I had a picture pulled up on here that I need to peek at. Okay, white letters. Okay, so I'm going to paint my letters. This says Make a Wish. I'm going to paint these white as well. And I'm actually just going to use my white Posca pen. So I think that's easier with these little letters. Oh, I've got some pink in my white. Must have done something with pink last time. Hold on, let me get this pink out of here. I do not want pink letters. Okay. And I always apologize for the sound of the marker scraping against the wood. I don't think that's a pleasant sound. I might not be able to hear it like I can. It's kind of like nails on a chalkboard. If you haven't discovered Posca pens, hop on over to Amazon and get you some Posca pens. Posca. They are awesome for small letters and just like small little doodads for laser projects. And I've attached the dot on the eye for y'all so you won't lose it. It won't fall down your honeycomb bed. That's one of my pet peeves. I usually try to attach the dots on the files for y'all, unless it looks weird. But 9 times out of 10, I attach them. Especially if it's a cursive word. Usually you can get away with it with a cursive word. Okay, and then these 4 little diamond shaped things, they're just like little sparkles. They're just meant to be just like little accents or little sparkles or whatever that go around the words. So I'm just going to paint those white because we've got that purple background. So we just want the white to pop against that purple background. No, Kelly, I have not seen the ones on Amazon you fill with your own paint. Do you know what they're called? Because I would love some with some deco art colors that I. That sounds amazing. Yeah, if they work really well, I might have to order some of those. Okay, there's our letters. And now we have our hat. Okay, now here's where our layers come in, y'all. So the way that a shaker works is that you have 2 layers. So you have an 1/8 inch layer and a 1/4 inch layer. And then we have, can y'all see that on camera? Then we have a piece of acetate. Now this acetate has white tissue on the back of it, which is why it's not clear. So I'm going to peel that off. When I bought this pack of acetate, it just all comes with the tissue on the back of each piece. And you could peel it off before you cut it. It's hard to get to find. There we go. You can peel it off before you cut it. Some people are worried that it's a fire hazard. Now, excuse me, I'm not going to make any guarantees on that, but I've never had it flame up. The reason why I cut it with the tissue on it is because I feel like it helps with the flash, with the flash marks, you know, the burn on the back, because it goes on the tissue instead of the acetate. Okay, so this is a piece of clear acetate. Okay, this comes in packs. You can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it in the craft store. It's the same acetate that you use to make shaker cards. So if you've ever made a shaker card, I was a Stampin' Up! Rep before I ever had a laser. So that's why I used to make shaker cards. But anyway, you can use clear acrylic. You're going to want to use the thinnest acrylic that they make. I want to say, we've had this discussion before. I want to say they make a 16-inch acrylic. I could be wrong. I know they make 1/8 inch, but I think they make something even thinner than 1/8 inch. If you know about that, if you're an acrylic person, then please comment and tell me, because I don't cut much acrylic. I haven't cut it in a very long time. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. Okay, so anyway, so this is part of the file. You cut your little piece of acetate out. If you're scared to cut this, I'm telling you, y'all, yes, I cut it with my laser. A lot of people are like, oh, do I cut that with scissors? Do I cut it with a Cricut? No, 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 no. You cut this with your laser. it cuts in like no time at all. It's like cutting a piece of cardstock. It just zips through it like it's nothing, okay? Okay, so Kelly is posting the name of those markers if anybody's interested. I know that I'm interested. I'm definitely going to look those up. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so I'm going to put this here so I don't lose it because it's clear and I always set it somewhere and then it's right. I can't find it. Okay, so let me go over these layers with you. So I've cut out, this is our hat. I've cut it out of 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch. The reason the colors are different is just because my 1/8 inch is MDF and my 1/4 inch is wood. That makes no difference whatsoever. It doesn't matter. Wood, MDF, for either, it doesn't matter. That is simply what I had on hand, okay? So I personally prefer wood because I feel like MDF soaks up paint, but some people love MDF, so it's up to you. Now, put the 1/4 inch layer down first, okay? So when we put this on this backer, you're going to put your 1/4 inch layer down first, and then you're gonna fill it, and then your acetate layer down, you're going to put the 1/8 inch layer on top of that, okay? And the reason you put the 1/4 inch down first is because it's thicker and it lets the little pieces that we're going to put inside move around. How can we see the comments on the Facebook Live? I don't know. You should be able to see the comments. It looks like you're watching. Oh, I know what you're asking. I think you must be watching from one of my groups. Okay, I'm live in 3 different places. I am live on my Facebook page, Lulu Bean Designs. I'm live on Glowforge File Sharers, the group on Facebook, and I'm also live in my Lulu Bean Designs Makers group. Okay, if you are in a group, watching me in a group, that's when I can't typically see your name. Okay, like I can't tell who's asking me that question. It just says Facebook user. If you want to see all these comments, go watch this live from Lulu Bean Designs like book page, because then you'll see all the comments pop up just like I'm seeing the comments pop up, and I'll get to see your name because sometimes there's just a glitch and it won't let me see your name. So that's how that works. All right, so what we're going to do is, and I have made this mistake so many times, you do not need to paint both these layers. You only need to paint the top one. The top one is the only one that's going to show. So we're going to paint the 1/8 inch layer, which is MDF. I know some of y'all love MDF. I'm not a fan, but I know there's some MDF diehard people out there. Okay, so I am, let's see, I was grabbing my marker, but actually I'm not going to use my marker. I'm going to use my paint. This is Sea Breeze by Deco Art, my very favorite color paint. I love it. Find a brush that's not huge. Here we go. Such a pretty color. And this one has good coverage too. Can y'all see that? Oh, I meant to actually, this is what I was going to do. I always forget to do this for y'all. There, you can see it a little bit more on the big screen. I'm trying to be neat and not get paint on the edges. If you do get paint on the edges, you can take a black Sharpie, a brush tip, black Sharpie, specifically brush tip is what I recommend, and clean up your edges before you glue everything in place. And I think I have one. I used to have a whole bunch of them. I might have to get some more. I don't know where they disappeared to. And I'm kind of doing 2 coats. I'm kind of just going back over and touching up just because, like I said, this MDF tends to soak up some paint. But this would just be a fun little birthday decoration to have sitting around if you were hosting a birthday party. Okay. And then I'm just going to do our little birthday hat topper in the white. You could also glitter this. I was actually thinking about glittering the little poof on the top here and then also those little diamond shaped pieces. But I'm not going to break out the glitter today because I feel like with this shaker, if you've not made a shaker before, that I'm going to confuse people. It's too many different techniques in one video. So we're just going to do the sequins today, but you could always glitter some of this, and that would be really cute as well. We will play with glitter later in the week, though, I promise. We will have some glitter in some of these projects. I paint with Mr. Clean Magic erasers. Kind of small size. Really? Mr. Clean Magic erasers. Okay, what did they do? Like, why do you like Mr. Clean Magic erasers? That's a first for me. I've never heard of that before. That is very interesting. Okie dokie. So let's put things together here. So I'm going to do my frame first. Making sure we're right up against that edge there. With this Starbond glue, you do not need a ton of glue. And you can clamp this if you want to. This is a really nice flat piece of wood. I don't feel like there's any warping going on, so I'm not going to clamp it. I feel like it's good. Okay. They're dense and don't soak up paint like a makeup sponge would. No bubbles, paint smooth. That is really cool. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Sarah says there's 16th inch clear acrylic. That is good to know. I thought there was. I thought someone told me that there was 16th inch. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our letters. So actually, sometimes I will put, it just depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll put the glue directly on the backer. I'm just going to put it right on here. Sometimes I actually glue these down and then I paint them after I glue them down, these letters, because it holds them in place. I've done that before. Let's see, which of these is the A? I don't think it matters for these two. Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't getting my A's mixed up. Actually, I think this one goes up here. Now, another thing that you can do with these is that you can put some cardstock behind the part that has the shaker. Okay, so what you would do if you wanted to make this background like a pattern, you could get a piece of cardstock that you like and you could cut the cardstock with your laser, just like you cut the piece of acrylic. Cut an extra one, but cut the cardstock, and then stick that cardstock, like glue that down on the back before you do the fillers. Does that make sense? We've done that before. That's really cute too. You don't want to be busy though. You want to find some a cardstock that's not like super busy, because you're going to have all those fillers on top of it. So sometimes just like a nice pattern looks pretty. Like something like a marbled effect, or I've done gingham. That's cute. Like a buffalo check kind of thing. All right, now I'm not right over this, so I hope I'm lining these up right. I think I am. All right, and then let's get these little doodads all laid out. And you could put some glitter on these as well. That would be super cute. Okay, so there's all our letters. Yeah, that's a good question. Do you wet the Mr. Clean first? Kelly, this is Starbond glue. Starbond, I like the thick, but I couldn't find the thick, so this is the medium. But the thicker the better, because then it doesn't run. Okay, so, all right, very clear on what we're doing here. We are taking the 1/4 inch layer, not paint, and we are gluing it down, okay? And the only reason that I do 2 layers of the pieces that don't actually have shaker things in them, like this little poof, is just so it's even with the rest of the design. That's all. Okay, so now that we've got that glued down, okay, so see, that's not painted. We are going to grab some of our little fillers, and I'm going to do some of the, these are from Michaels. These are stars. This is the Recollections brand. So I'm going to do a few of these because I'm trying to stick with this purple and teal, like aqua theme. And don't overfill them, because you want them to, that's kind of a lot. Hold on. I think it'll be okay. You want them to have room to move. You don't want to, but you also want to have enough, because you want to be able to see it when you move the project around. All right, so there's some of those. And then I'm going to dig in here on my little, I get these organizers at Walmart. And I think I've gotten them on Amazon too, but I think I might have gotten some at Walmart. But they have them everywhere. Y'all know they have these kind of all over the place. Okay, so let's do a little bit of some purple mix. Now, I always tell y'all, I like to do kind of not all one color. Like, I like to do several shades of the same color, because I feel like it just really gives it more dimension, and it kind of catches your eye more. I just think it's pretty. But y'all do you, whatever you like to do in your shakers. It is your project. I'm trying to get like one of the lighter purple ones in that top section. And they love to pop out of there. You got to kind of get in there and tell them where you need them to go. Okay, I think that's probably enough. It does not take a whole lot. Oh, and you know what? I might throw a couple white in there. Yeah, let me do that. I had a little pickup tool. Those of y'all who've watched me make shakers before, you know about my little pickup tool. I don't know if that ended up in Louisiana, though. Hold on, let me check. See if it's in my drawer. With my luck, it is not. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yay. Okay, so this is my pickup tool. This is the Silhouette Pick Me Up. Okay, You can get this at any craft store, but Silhouette makes this one. And what it is it's got a little tacky tip to it, and it's great for picking up sequin because they are staticky and they like to everything. So it's great for this little use. Okay. So if you like to make shakers, get you a Silhouette pick-me-up tool. It'll be your best friend. Okay, so we are going to acetate first. Do not make that mistake. I've also done that. I've glued the second layer on before doing the acetate. You do not want to do that. Okay, with this acetate, y'all, you do not want to get any glue where you don't want glue, okay, because it's just going to make a big smeary mess. Try not to get fingerprints on this acetate. You want to just handle it very delicately and don't let it get scratched, okay? Don't stack it with some wood pieces and stuff because you can scratch this acetate and then it just doesn't look pretty. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue directly on my wood, and I'm being very careful with this glue to not let any of it go down in there where those sequins are. If you want to get a brush tip, or if you want to take a paintbrush and use that, that would probably be a smart thing to do. But you do not want to get glue down there where those sequins are. And then very carefully lay this piece down so you're not smearing glue. That went right down where I needed it to go. Awesome. Okay, you are so welcome. The thick is always sold out, is it? Kelly says she does not need to wet them or reuse them. I cut them with a what is a cacti knife? Cacti knife. I don't know what that is. All right, I have like sat here and gotten too much glue on this. Okay, I got too much glue. I don't want too much glue on my shaker. That's not a good, I'm gonna wipe some off with paper towel and try not to get it all over my hands. You do not want to use too much glue on these. I was talking and not paying attention to what I was doing. All right, there we go. And our little, oh, I already put glue on there. I've glued my fingers together, y'all. You see that? And that's it. So just handle all your pieces very delicately and try not to get glue where you don't want glue. Okay, so here is our little shaker. And you see how these move around in there and just look super cute. I love these signs so much. These are my absolute favorite thing to make. I do like making door hangers, but I love, love, love making shakers. All right, I don't want to shake it too much because it's still wet. Okay, I don't want the glue to stick to the sequin. I'm gonna lay this aside, and then we're gonna make our birthday cake. So we're gonna use the same technique, but the birthday cake does not have, oh, an X-Acto knife, okay? The birthday cake does not have the frame because this is like a freestanding piece. So instead we have a solid backer piece, okay? And again, you can cut this backer piece out of whatever thickness you want because it does not make a difference in the functionality of your project, okay? All right, so we're gonna paint the back of this with our Seafoam, not Seafoam, Sea Breeze, with our Sea Breeze paint. I just can't find the right brush. I think this one will work. Because I want these two pieces to coordinate. But once again, instead of putting paint on here, if you wanted to cut out your acetate a second time with a piece of cardstock, then you could glue your cardstock down. And then you get out of painting this other piece. Now, if you are going to do that, let me give you a piece of advice. If you're going to use cardstock, don't glue it down with the same glue that you would because it's cardstock. And that just does not end well, okay? It seeps through the paper and doesn't dry pretty. Not all of it, but I just know that I've seen some of the glue that I use, like my Stick Fast that I've used before. I've seen it do that. So what I recommend is glue that is meant for paper. I don't have any of that to show you right now. I would not use the sticky roller thing because I know some of y'all are thinking about that sticky roller thing. This is the sticky roller thing that I'm talking about. Don't use that. I don't think that would work very well. But like a glue that's meant for paper. So go to your glue aisle in your craft store. You could honestly maybe even use like Elmer's glue. But there are specific glues that I used to use when I did paper crafting. You could use some spray adhesive if you like spray adhesive. Just a light layer of that. Oh, you know what? I think I have used Mod Podge before. Why didn't that pop in my head? You are so right. Mod Podge would totally work. Yep, I actually think that's what I used last time. I just haven't done it in a while. And they make Mod Podge in like all different finishes. There's matte, shiny, sparkly. And then somebody asked me if I seal these. No, I do not seal these. They're not going to go outside, so I really don't see why you would want to seal them. And you're not going to want to put sealant on the acetate, obviously. Okay, so there is our Sea Breeze. And then again, we are not going to paint our 1/4 inch layer. We are only going to paint our 1/8 inch layer. And the 1/8 inch layer has some little lines scored on the candles so that you can do some stripes on there just to kind of help you create stripes. So I'm going to take my purple Posca pen. This is light, I believe, light purple. Yeah. LP. Y'all, I can't see. I have my contacts in, but it's still not as good as if I had a pair of readers on. Little tiny letters are still a little challenging. But it's if you get the big set of Posca pens, it's the lighter of the two purples. And it matches. So this matches Purple Cow really well. And then Sea Breeze, okay, the Sea Breeze that we used matches this color Posca pen really well too. But this one, it says it's called pea green. P like the letter P, green. It's not green. I don't think that's green unless I'm just totally colorblind and I don't know it. I know. I have had my daughter argue with me over whether something was blue or purple before. So maybe I see things differently. Maybe I see colors differently. I don't know. But to me, it's aqua. Teal aqua. I actually call it Tiffany blue. But apparently the color Tiffany blue is copyrighted. So you can't sell something and advertise it as Tiffany blue. Did you know that? I did not know that. I just always called that color Tiffany blue my whole life. And then I found out that that name is copyrighted. I thought that was really interesting. So see, these are actually pretty easy and quick to put together once you get the hang of it. And you don't have to paint all the pieces, which is a good thing, right? All right, I'm gonna do a second coat because I really want this to pop and be pretty. And that second coat just usually really makes a difference. These pens. I love painting with paint pens anyway, so the shakers, anything that I can get away with on a shaker using a paint pen, I'm all about it. I'm making a mess today because I'm kind of going quick, but honestly, like, they're usually way less messy than paint for me. I'm kind of a messy painter, I think. All right, so then we are going to kind of take turns with our colors on these candles. And I could get out my thin paint pens because I have some thinner Posca pens, but I don't think they're as inky. If you have the fine point pens, tell me if you agree that they're not as inky as the medium tip. Yes, I know I could count and I could just go, wait, and I could alternate, but you know I'm going to mess that up. You know I'm going to get these out of order, and I want them in order. Y'all, my stomach is growling, and I'm sorry if you hear it. All right, after white comes purple. After purple comes aqua. And then honestly, I suppose that you could throw yellow in here if you want your candle to be yellow, but I just don't want yellow in my design because it doesn't go. So I'm just doing my candle white, my little flame white. You can make it silver, do whatever you like. Okie dokie. So we have our marker, and we're going to glue down our not painted 1/4 inch piece, okay, with a minimal amount of glue. I'm kind of holding my glue thing sideways because it's coming out faster than I really need it to right at the moment. Trying to just use a little bit. Okay. Very careful not to get that glue. Whoops. See, I say be careful, and there I go. Getting it on there crooked. Doing it all crooked. Okay, that looks straight. And we're going to do our same filler. You could do different colors for each layer. That would be cute. I'm doing a good amount in here because these are some pretty big spaces. And see how I'm just got like a bunch of different shades of purple kind of mixed together in there. I just think that is very pretty. This one uses, I'm using a good amount on mine because I want it to be pretty full here. All right, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of white. Okay. Just tapping all those in. Oh, there's a, we don't want that. All right, make sure you don't have any colors in there you don't want. Any that hopped the divider and got in there that are not supposed to. Okay, I think our colors are good. I do have one like darker blue that I don't like that ended up in there somehow. Okay, there we go. So I think we're good with our colors. And then we're going to go ahead and see, there I am grabbing the other layer before we do the acetate again. Don't want to do that. All right, we're going to take our acetate. I'm going to peel off my tissue. Yours might not have tissue. Not all of them come with it. Oh, another thing that you get each month with your files is a supply list. So it will tell you where to go and purchase all the products that we used for the projects for the month. So you get, it tells you all the paint colors. I'm leaving all kinds of stuff out. You get marketing photos for all 4 projects as well, blank and finished. So you get those photos that you can share. So you can go ahead and post those on your social media to gauge interest. And then you have the supply list with clickable links so that you can find all the supplies. You don't have to ask questions, you know, about like what paint color is that. It's all on the supply list for you every month. And members can also purchase past months files. So if you get in the group and you look back at some of the past months and you see that there's a bundle that you want, you can purchase that bundle. Those are only available for purchase to members. We have a lot of cute bundles available. Okay, there we go. I got all the tissue off. So I'm going to be very, very careful here with my glue. There's some sequins right there. Again, they do make glue that has like a little brush tip. I know Gorilla has some glue that has a little brush tip. I had some at one point. I really liked it. I loved the brush tip, but I found that the glue clogged really bad. And I'm an impatient crafter, and glue clogging just gets on my nerves. Drives me batty. Okay, I think that's good. Make sure all your dust is off of your acetate. And then very, very carefully lay that acetate down on the glue. And don't move it. Don't be tempted. All right, and then we put the 1/8 inch piece on top that we've painted. My neighbor cracks me up. He's blasting his music. Luckily, he plays good music. I see it's my neighbor. It could be my husband in the garage. I don't think it is, but it could be. This is wanting, there we go. I was like, why is that wanting to stick up? Something was sticking up there. There it goes. Now it's laying down flat. I think there was a sequin caught in there somehow. there's our little birthday shaker all put together. You can see the pieces all moving around in there. How cute. And again, I'm trying not to move it too much. Acetate, as far as I know, is laser safe. I've never had a problem cutting it. Like I said, it literally cuts in like a few seconds. It's so fast. There's no special brand, Susan. I do have, if you're in the Facebook group and you get your supply list each month, there's a link to the acetate on the supply list. You don't like the brush tip glue, Kelly? They don't flow easily on wood and splatter paint on other colors. Do you mean the brush tip glue, or are you talking about something else? I'm not sure. Find the paint tutorial for that month. Okay, so Christy, I don't do videos for all the files in the group. There is one video per month. So I pick one of the files and I do a video on it each month. So there are lots of videos in the group that you can only see as a group member, because that's our like live paint party each month. But I do give you a supply list each month that has the clickable links, so that you can go and get, you know what paint colors to use, you know where to find acetate, you know where to find just whatever we use. Like if we're using wood beads, if we're using ribbon of some sort, twine, wire cutters, just all sorts of things that we've used, Posca pens. I have links to all of that, and it would be on the supply list each month. So when you buy the bundle, or when you join and you get your bundle each month, you have that supply list. Let's see. Oh, fine tip Posca markers. Yeah, I agree. The fine tip just they're not as inky. Okay, so here are the two shakers, the set. Aren't they cute, y'all? Oh, my screen goes in. There it goes. But yeah, you can see them kind of moving around in there. It's hard to see on camera, but you see them moving around in there. This one is easier to see. I don't know why the camera's freezing all of a sudden. I don't know if it's freezing for y'all, but it's freezing for me. I might hop off here before the Wi-Fi fails me. But yeah, I thought that was so cute. All right, so that is one of our files for February. So when you join, you automatically get all 4 files for February, and you get whatever bonus files you qualify for depending on the day you join. So like I said, if you want all 4 bonuses, join tomorrow when the doors open in the morning, because after tomorrow, it's going to go down to 3 bonuses. Thank you, Christy. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, guys. I'll take a picture of these and post them on the page so that you can see them a little bit better. And I'll update the pictures in the Facebook group, so that in the club group, so that you guys have an updated picture of this file. All right, thanks so much for joining me, guys. And I hope that you will come and join us tomorrow, and hope to see you there. Thanks, bye.